Permakid episode where we're trying to... What
episode is this?
32? 31? 32? 33? Do we have to say what episode it is?
I mean, we don't have to. I was just curious.
The main one is that since the last time we did a podcast, the Super Bowl happened and a lot of movie trailers came out. So we're going to be talking about that, but we're also going to be talking about some other things. Of course, some YouTube laws, some video games, the normal stuff. So here we go. Boom. Late February. So, what games have you guys been playing?
I played the Division beta and the Homefront beta, which is a fucking terrible game. And I played Gigantic, which is like Happy Wars but cooler, but still not that cool. And I played Oxenfree, which is fucking tight. I just started that today. Nobody heard of Oxenfree?
No.
Okay.
What's it about?
I'll put it this way. This game is like playing I Know What You Did Last Summer mixed with Nightmare on Elm Street and the source code and a bunch of different shit all involved in like one movie. It's fucking it's weird.
It actually sounds pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
It's like you go. It's just a bunch of strange shit happening on this island because y'all are the only ones there. So you and your stepbrother are trying to like go around and figure out what the hell's going on, and you go to these certain points and use your radio to like get these certain frequencies and try to understand like whether it's haunted or not or what's coming after you. It's weird, but it's an action game sort of, but it has telltale elements in it. So you like have conversations the whole time as you're going. And I'm only 3 hours in, but that game it's really good.
I never even heard of that.
It just came out a couple of weeks ago on Xbox, and it's pretty tight.
I just downloaded on Steam a game called My Name is Mayo. Have you heard of that?
Sounds like a white boy game.
No, there's a picture of a jar of mayo and you click on it. And I haven't played it yet, but I guess I'll give my review next time. I think all you really do is click on this jar of mayo and it like gives you achievements. So I don't know. It was 59 cents. So I was like, I'll check it out for 59 cents.
It's a little Debbie snack cake, man. You're not losing.
Shit, I need to lose weight. So I'll just play My Name is Mayo.
I would have talked about the Division more because KC punk ass left, and there's no point in me talking about it by myself.
Wow.
But
Really?
the Division is really good too, and I'm pretty excited. It comes out in March.
Are they gonna do another beta for it before it comes out?
Yeah, I don't know when the date is though. So yeah, if that happens, you should check that. You should check the Division out.
I'll start saving up my money so we can all play.
It's pretty fun.
Pretty fun.
It's kind of challenging. The beta only had like a couple of levels to do, and then you can go to the Dark Zone, which is like the PvP version. It's really not though. You just go there and do certain missions with your friends and stuff. But you can get jacked at any given moment, and if people kill you while you're holding stuff, they can take it. And
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's scary.
It is because I've walked outside a few times in the Dark Zone and immediately you just got shot and they took my stuff.
There's gonna be people that find really good exploits and they come up, they get friends, and they're gonna just like mess up the whole fun of it for a lot of newcomers or even people that have been playing. But
I can already see them saying, "Hey, you go over there and pretend to be cool with those guys while they're doing the extraction, right? And then we're gonna come out on the side and flank them. We're gonna kill everybody and take all their shit, and then we're gonna extract the shit that we have."
It's gonna be like DayZ where nobody trusts anybody.
Yes, that's exactly how it is.
Dang.
So it's fun, but yeah, I don't recommend going into that darkness zone unless you have friends. Going in alone is just like stupid. It's a bad idea. But it's a cool game though. I'm just wanting to see how much content is in it before I decide to spend $60 on it. So I have to see that first.
You know, I will take that back. I did go back and play one game. I played Just Cause for a couple hours. Just Cause 2 for a couple hours. And I forgot how fun that fucking game is to me.
Everybody should have Just Cause 2. I've been really wanting to play Just Cause 3, but I don't have the money. But yeah, Just Cause 2 looks, it's not, you can't do as much stuff, obviously, but everybody should have it because I think you can download it for either free or really cheap.
You download it for free.
And the grappling hooks and the explosions, it's all still really fun.
It was free for that 1 month of games would go.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's still probably like $5 worth.
It might even be like 5 cents. But it's really fun, especially when you get into like grappling like jeeps and then using your parachute, and this is a whole bunch of fun. I see that you wrote here on this rundown, Henry, and I don't agree with this. Well, I mean, it's a question. But are there too many open world games? No. How dare you?
For me, yes.
Why?
That gives you no time to play anything else. This is a struggle that I've come to realize is that, like, I haven't even finished playing Metal Gear Solid 5 because it's just so much shit to do. And then I look at it and I'm just like, God damn it, man. I don't feel like going back into that again. Because it's, like, every game now is open world. And it's just like you have to invest so many hours and time to it that, like, smaller. That's why I'm playing Oxenfree now, because it's not an open world game. It's something I can do in like 5 or 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever like that, instead of just having to spend 1,000,000 hours doing this one thing and still not be finished doing it yet, and like getting bored by it after a while. It's like I needed a break from open world games. It's too many.
I agree with them. It's way too many open world games. It gives, like you said, it gives you no time to go to another game and do it and finish it. You start this one open world game, and then another one comes out that you know you want and you got to have, and you get that, and you start it and you don't finish it, and you got to go back in the one you didn't finish, and then another game, and games are constantly coming out now. They're like back to back to back, and you get no time to finish anything.
And it's hot too. Hey, listen. Fuck y'all. My whole life, when I was a kid, I was always playing video games. I was like, even Mario, I was like, man, wouldn't it be great if you could just like go the other direction and go into these houses in the background and do all this other junk. And that's always what I wanted. And and I know that you've always been real story driven on video games. That's why you play those Telltale games. And other games and stuff where you just want, you like a good story. I like a good story too. That's not true. I skip every story. You guys know I've got my volume down, and I will tap A even if it's not doing anything. I don't care. I just want fun gameplay, and that's why I like Just Cause and stuff like that. And yeah, maybe you're right. Like once you have one good open world game like Grand Theft Auto 5 or Just Cause.
You spend weeks and months.
Yeah. You're good, though, too.
Trying to play that in one game.
And Far Cry 3 as well. It's like, okay, if I want an open world island or if I want an open world city, you've got go-to games for that. Like, with all the open world games that take place in a city or whatever, or on an island, it's like, you're not going to play all of them. But another thing, too, is like, if that's all you care about is the story, you can just make a beeline for the next marker. They give you the radar. They say, this is your next mission or whatever. It gets a little bit confusing when you're playing Grand Theft Auto because you got like 3 different options. You don't know which one will progress the story and which one you're just doing for fun. And in the end, you have to do all of them anyway.
Like with most of those, it's going to give you a path to follow, but you're going to break away from it to do every side mission before then.
Unless you take like Adderall or something.
Yeah, so that you're going to be sitting there for like...
Yeah,
I just put 40 hours into this and I'm not halfway done yet. This is like, 'cause there's a shit ton of side stuff to do.
Plus, when the side stuff like gives you more power to like plow through the story, then it becomes more necessary.
It's like Destiny's an example of this. It's not that it's kind of open world. I don't say it fully is. It's like a portion of it. But I spend so much time grinding that shit that you end up forgetting. Oh, I have this game over here that I should have been playing instead of playing that same shit over and over. And I have to like stop myself and be just like, go play that. Like just leave that the fuck alone. Go play that.
It's funny that you bring that up too, because in Fallout 4, spoiler alert if you've not played Fallout 4, if you don't know this, the very beginning of the game, you watch your baby get kidnapped and your spouse shot in the face, and then you'll spend the rest of the game. You're supposed to be, like, story-wise, you should be chasing after that trail. Like, my spouse just got killed, my child was kidnapped, but there's so much side stuff, you're just wanting to grow tomatoes.
Yeah,
and hang out with the dog. It's like, wait, there was something I was supposed to do. Oh, what was that? Oh, yeah.
40 hours later, I'm back on my main objective again, and then the fucking bad guy's gone somewhere. I don't know what the fuck he is.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't want him. I'm just like, I just needed to slow up because it was just way too many things to do, and I can't put that much time into all of those. And it's just like I needed to do something quick.
And then on top of that, if you like versatile in your gameplay, like I like to play sporting games too, and you play seasons in those, and you never, and like right now, 2K16, I haven't come close to finishing anything in that.
That brings up another thing is like when there's a game that's not open world and you can really only do one like main thing, you play it enough that you start to change how you play that one thing. When a game is so open world, you might just like see what works and just keep doing that over and over again to get through the rest of the game. Like with Skyrim, I know a lot of people that just play with swords or just play with arrows or just play with magic, and they might eventually start a new character where they play something else, but they're like, oh, this works, and then they'll play the whole game just doing one thing that works. Where if you play a game that has a beginning, middle, and end, and you have to go straight through it, when you do eventually replay it, you might start to see stuff that you never noticed before. Yeah. And so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I like open world games.
I don't dislike them. I
needed them. This was like a personal thing that I just needed a break from. I need to chill out on these because it's every one I have that I'm playing at the moment. They're all the same. They're all like that. And I was just like, I can't tackle all of these at once. Like it's too much. So I was just like, let me go get some other shit. That's why I bought Oxenfree. And I was like, let me get some other shit to play and then play through that. Then I can come back instead of just, I know what I'm doing tonight. I know what I'm doing fucking Saturday, doing the same shit.
And a lot of times you think, okay, maybe I can play this for an hour or so and then play this one but you never do that. You get on one and you stay on that one the whole time. But then by the time you're off of it, it's like, well, shit, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to bed.
The sun's up.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want games to start feeling like they have to do that in order to be successful. Everything's going to be open world and I'm going to be just like...
Message to the makers. Doesn't have to be open world.
Sometimes we just like some simple shit. I don't need to like an entire universe of like playing for like 80 hours or I'm sorry, how many hours I have in Destiny? Like 960 something hours. Like I don't need all that.
Jeez.
I have no idea how many hours I have in Destiny.
But you got your money's worth.
Oh yeah, clearly, yeah. I don't regret it. It's just I just have too many other games that I haven't played because of those. So now I'm starting to break away and start to go play them again.
All right. I think our third topic is kind of interesting. I don't know if we've ever actually talked about this in the 30-something episodes we've done. But what are our opinions on console exclusivity? What's that? What's that, Si?
I may like it.
Well, I mean, a lot of people, that's like the main, like nobody likes it. Really.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Like the quote-unquote fanboys love that shit. That's why these are wars happening because you got one side where I have these set of games, the other side saying the same shit. And I'm like, wouldn't that be cool if we all had the same thing with different systems?
Yeah.
Because
there was that comic book meme where it showed how people should talk to each other. It's like, oh, I like cereal. I like cereal too. I eat it in a bowl. I eat it in a bowl too. Or it's like, I eat it with a spoon. It's like, I eat it with a spork. How dare you? I don't remember how it goes, but they start like fighting over it, and that's stupid.
The only reason I brought it up because Quantum Break is coming out. I think it's in April or May. I can't remember which one it is, but that's getting ready to come out, and people on Xbox got mad because it's coming to PC too.
Yeah.
So everybody's screaming, then why the hell am I getting the Xbox One when it's coming to PC? And I'm just like why are you mad that more people are going to be able to play this? Like, that's the good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why that upsets
my
people.
thing is, what I don't understand is what does the gaming company get out of allowing it to be exclusive to one console? What do they get out of it?
Most of the times when that happens, they usually pay that company to do that.
Like Sony will pay a game company. It's like only come with us.
It's to get other people.
But in the end result, wouldn't you get even more money by not making it exclusive?
Sometimes, like it's to get people to come to your system. So
they must make that as deals, really.
Yeah, so if I make a deal to get this one game and then you can only play it here, it's going to make you want to come buy my system. So I'm going to get more money on top of that. And that's why they're doing that.
That's why
But how many times has that actually really happened?
A lot. You would be surprised.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
People bought Halo because of an Xbox.
Yeah.
Bought an Xbox because of Halo.
True.
A lot of them though can only stay exclusive for a small amount of time.
Which I would be cool with that. If you want to make a game exclusive for like a month or two and do that, cool.
I'll get to see the reviews, wait a couple of months, and then get it on the console that I have.
Exactly.
But those things are way too expensive, and you're just goading people into buying another $600 thing, $500 thing in your house. It's like
For one freaking game.
and now it's more prominent than it's not more prominent than ever. There's been exclusivity before, but now it seems like it's more in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Because I feel like PlayStation has so many games that it's getting that I want that are not coming to anything else.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh god.
I hate it. Like the Witness just came out a couple of weeks ago, and I don't want to play that shit bad. But it's only on PS4 and PC.
Yeah.
Like, even though the company who made that game, what's it called, Braid?
Yeah.
And which was huge for Xbox arcade back in the day, decided to not make it for Xbox. They made it for PS4 and PC, and I'm just like, because I was already ready to buy it until I read that shit, and I was like, well, that fucking sucks. And I mean, they not only do they do that with games in general, but with like content also. They'll make it to where, like Call of Duty will do that all the time. Where back in the day, Xbox would get the DLC first for like the first, month, and then it'll come to the PlayStation side.
They do that.
But
with
now,
Fallout.
like now everybody left Xbox and ran over to PlayStation, so now they're getting all the exclusive shit. And Destiny's bad at that shit too because they won't hold it for a month; they'll hold it for like a year. And I'm just like, I don't want it at that point. At the end of that one, now I'm like, I'm already over it.
There's still stuff that Xbox doesn't have that PlayStation has. Yeah.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, Xbox does the same shit. They did the same shit with Tomb Raider. Like they held it for a year from PlayStation because they won't get it until November. So they did the same shit. I'm not excluding them. Like they're both fucked up, but I just hated that there's an exclusivity in the first place.
Yeah, and my main thing is like there's a lot of gamers. There's a lot of us, female, male, whatever, race, creed, religion. If you like games, you like games, and that's keeping us divided.
It is.
That's that one thing. It's like so now you meet somebody and they like they like a certain game, and you're just like, oh man, I like that game too. Whatever. It's like, that's another thing. It's like, well, if it comes out on all of them, it's like, oh, well, I play it on PlayStation. Oh, I play it on Xbox. And then sometimes they're not evolved enough to, like, be like, oh, well, that's okay. That's cool. And they're just like, man, fuck you. Fuck Sony. Why do I gotta cuss in every episode? I gotta chill out.
It creates fanboys, like, of that shit. And I hate
And that's the worst thing.
I hate that.
And then we can't live that down when our relatives or whoever are like, oh, look who came out of their cave from playing video games. It's like because, oh, man, I got to bring this up. This just reminded me. I was watching Two Broke Girls recently, and they did a gamer episode. And, man, gamers are portrayed so bad. So bad still. I'm talking Inhaler, glasses,
Really?
saying shit like, I never touched a girl before in my life. Like, it's still happening.
Man, if y'all did that shit from, like, in the 80s, I understand it back then.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole different world now. It's not the same. It's not like that.
I gotta show you this episode. It's
not even close to being like that.
It's on
anymore.
par with that. What was that?
The fucking
show?
SVU episode.
Yeah, that was.
Oh
so,
my god, that was the worst.
It's not. Well, it's not on par. It's just it's close. But
I feel like I'd still rather deal with that one than the SVU episode.
Yeah, it was.
Because the
so
SVU
bad.
episode made dudes look like nerd rapists, and
Murderers,
shit. Yeah,
rapists.
like
Cop
okay,
killers, and it's like, geez. So we're still being portrayed as just real terrible.
You gotta get over it, people, because women have now outgained men as far as video games go. So
more
it's not
women
the same
play video
anymore.
games now than men do.
So take that.
More grown women play video games.
Take
now than
that,
men do.
Hollywood, you bastards. Speaking of bad ideas, the Fine Bros are trying to trademark the word react.
Well, yeah, they did try.
They did
It
try.
failed miserably.
But the fact that they're trying to do it is scary.
It is.
And then what was the other one? They're
Fucking Sony tried to do that with
Let's Play.
and that failed miserably. So it's like, if this isn't teaching you guys anything, don't try to trademark common sense, like common phrases. It's not going to work.
They got a lot of people like working.
But
maybe
the
they'll
fact
find
that a lot of people are trying this,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah, they're just trying to see if they can do it, and they're getting. It's not even getting remotely close to happening. It's getting shut down like instantly. It was bad enough so the Fine Bros canceled that whole React World thing altogether. We're just like, no, we're not gonna do that idea at all. Because you couldn't. Don't get me wrong. It's not that they couldn't do that. They could have done it and got away with it, but the internet got upset and they were losing like they lost 100,000 subscribers in like a day.
Dang.
Yeah. So
What?
yes,
Dang.
people did not like the idea of you trying to trademark the word React.
I mean, yeah, I don't hate them for it because I see why they tried.
See, I tried to be positive about it at first. I was like, what they did was you would be able to make videos underneath them and put them on their channel, and you get to use like their formats and stuff, and they promote your video. You get revenue from it, but they get a lot of more revenue from it. So it seemed cool at first until I thought about it. Just like, this could be really bad towards a lot of different shit. This doesn't need to happen at all.
And then people's videos would just start getting taken off.
That's how it started. People videos were getting trademarked because they used that word in there. So when the internet spoke and everybody got pissed and they started losing subscribers, they backed out of it and was just like, we're not going to do it anymore. So a lot of the people whose videos were flagged are getting unflagged because of it now. So see, the internet could band together for something cool every now and then.
Yeah. Another thing, if that had been successful, then that's just going to push everybody to have to keep coming up with new terms for the same shit that we're all doing. We're wanting to do Let's Plays. We're wanting to make reaction videos because, people want to see, just how normal people will react or, what the masses are reacting to. Or they want to see people game. Like, for me not having a lot of money, I'll watch Let's Plays just to see the game being played. And, I might have a couple of people that do Let's Plays that have similar personalities or game styles to me that I might follow more of. And I don't want them to start calling them like We Plays or let's game, because then I can't keep up with each new term and be like, well, I don't know what I'm looking for anymore. And Let's Play is now this new corporate thing, or reaction videos are a corporate thing that now I have to watch advertisements. I don't know. It would have been terrible if they had actually succeeded with this.
It's YouTube, man. YouTube is free for all. It's free game. Like, the fact that y'all are trying to stop this free game is what's alarming, and I'm glad it's been shut down every time so far.
They're trying to protect artistic creations and stuff, but trademarking a word?
Yeah, like
that's
So if I use the word react, it's just like you're gonna flag my video, which they've done.
And they're not the first people to make reaction videos. They just did a really good job of kids react and old people react, and they just did a good job of capitalizing on it and monopolizing it and blah 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 blah. Yeah. But come on, dude.
It's bad enough with Nintendo not allowing people to use fucking footage and shit. So, like, I can use footage, you just can't use the music. So that's bad enough as it is. I don't need y'all to start putting like, wow, where's somebody trademarked the term "people are awesome."
Yeah. Oh yeah. That did happen.
Yeah.
They did go through. Yeah. And so
I'm just like, really, man?
So now we got to put like people are cool and people do awesome things.
Like, screw whoever the fuck did that shit. That upsets me.
See, as soon as that went through, everybody else was like,
trying to jump in on
trademark the word "the." Let's do this. And I don't want to talk about this.
Let's see what we can trademark and get away with.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, it didn't work, assholes. So stop trying.
Please stop.
They're not going to though.
Because that's another thing. Oh Jesus. We're just going to end up having to come up with our own language and then trademark that. And nobody's going to know what we're talking about.
Yeah. As long as Let's Play don't just stop. That's all I'm saying. Just stop. Y'all can keep trying, but I'm pretty sure that it's not going to work.
Jeez. Let's talk about something else. This is depressing me.
No, it's good news at the end of the day, man. It didn't work.
Yeah, but just to know that...
Just to know the fact that they're going to still be out there still trying to do the same crap.
I love the Fine Bros videos.
The Fine Bros won't.
I love their videos, and now I've got this, like...
Ugh.
Yeah. This ugh thing inside me. I can't...
Y'all really tried to justify this, huh? Like, all right.
Well, anyway. So the Super Bowl happened, and a bunch of movie trailers came out.
Yep.
Like, what? Oh, man. Okay, so there's been Batman vs. Superman trailers. But this latest one... Dude.
That trailer was fucking tight.
Where Batman blocks Superman's punch.
And Superman looked like, what the fuck?
He, like, looks red.
Like, did you really just fucking do that?
I was like, my hype was killed from that TV spot from before. I was like, do you bleed? You will. He just flies off. But now it's like, okay, I'm going to watch this. It's going to be cool.
You actually saw, this one had more of Batman in it instead of it just being like glimpses. You actually got him.
Ooh, this is what I wanted to talk about. This is finally the Batman that I've been waiting for since the beginning. Because, okay, everybody loves Batman Begins, blah, 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 blah. I think I might have said on a recent episode or some episode before that I don't like those Christopher Nolan ones. Well, okay, I like Batman Begins. I don't really care for The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises. And if you want to know why, you could probably check out the UWO podcast. I go into it too much, way too much. They're boring movies, whatever. I'm not going to talk about it. But Batman was too realistic. I like Christopher Nolan making his movies, but Batman hurting his leg and having to chill out for 7 years and just, oh, I can't do this, Alfred. I hurt my leg. And, oh, wait, I built an augmented thing so I can destroy concrete. So now I'm back in the game.
You know, man.
Yeah, no.
What Ben Affleck says in the trailer.
Yeah, okay, he says, oh, I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah.
But,
He's Danny Glover right now.
in the trailer, the bat plane shoots him, like, he launches him through the glass, and he kills, like, he might kill him, I don't know. But he kills, like, 24 dudes in a warehouse. And he doesn't, he's not using the thing where, like, oh, they can't see, but I can. He's just beating the crap out of them.
See?
This is the Batman from the cartoons that I've been waiting for.
What this Batman is to Batman is how I looked at Man of Steel when I watched it. Like, that was the Superman that I wanted.
Yeah.
That was just,
Yes,
right.
that was the Superman.
And you said that
I wanted.
before. You said that, yeah.
I've been waiting for him to destroy cities, and I didn't necessarily need him to kill Zod, but he did. And that's the thing is, like, if they had kept Christian Bale and kept that Batman, he would not be able to keep up with Superman or Wonder Woman, because he'd be like, a dude with a stupid mask, like, broke my back, and, like, I hurt my leg, and, like, I had to chill out. This is the Batman that's like, I can keep up with. Not only can I keep up with them, but I'm going to surprise them, and I might even be able to bring them to near death. And so that's what I've been waiting for.
And Ben Affleck we trust.
Yeah, and just like you said, this Batman truly reflects what we've seen when we were younger in the comic books and in the cartoons and all of that. Batman was badass then, and you couldn't do shit to stop it.
Now, they tried to do that in Batman and Robin with George Clooney because he was a badass too.
Yeah.
But the movie itself was so cheesy and corny that it was like, why does he have skates in his boots, and why does he have this? Like, yeah, we like Batman to be prepared for everything, but not pull out a Batman MasterCard.
See, I think
Don't leave home
with
without
those
it.
movies, like, there was no middle ground. Either it was too serious or it was too playful. Like, this may be the one that can bring in both together and be okay with it. So I can see that.
But I don't know what other trailers came out.
The 30-second spot for Civil War came out when they're just sitting there just going through flashes saying, "United we stand, divided we fall."
Yeah.
That was effective as fuck for me because I was hyped the whole time watching that. And I was just like,
it shows Black Panther.
yeah, and it's like, whose side are you on? I'm like, I'm on fucking Captain America's side. So,
and it's a lot different from the comics. So it's all going to be new to me. Like, I can't even claim to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't.
Yeah,
that's the cool part.
They're doing it completely different, and it's going to be crazy. And yeah, I was getting tired of the superhero movies.
Pull you back in.
I mean, in a way it did and it didn't. Somebody also mentioned that they all kind of did look like the same character. Everybody's like monochromatic. They all have the same color scheme, face shape. And it's like, and everybody's kind of, formulaic and blah, 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 blah. But it's not going to stop us from watching these movies.
No.
Even whenever I thought Batman vs. Superman was going to be complete garbage, I was still going to pay for a ticket to see it in theaters. And they know that, and they've got us because that's who I am.
You gotta think, like, it's gotta be hard to, like, portray characters in a certain way that they feel like people should want them to be portrayed.
Yeah.
Like, do you want them to go full on comic book and just look like fucking the craziest shit? Yeah. Or do you want them to be like modern? Like, it's hard to like decide which one you want them to be.
You want to be more up to date, or you want to be truly old school.
And that's where it goes into the Fantastic Four. Like, the first two movies were really colorful and goofy, and a lot of people kind of didn't like them. But now with the new one out, it's like, oh, those weren't that bad. Yeah. Those were not that bad. And then you go back and you actually look at a Fantastic Four comic book, which I don't know who reads Fantastic Four comic books. I know there's a lot of Fantastic Four fans out there. They're great. Reed Richards is great. I'm glad that they're characters. I'm glad that they're in the Marvel Universe, whatever. But I don't read those comic books personally.
I don't either.
But if you look at one, those first two movies were, Chris Evans and Michael Chiklis and stuff and Jessica Alba. It's colorful and it looks like a comic book.
The casting wasn't bad. That wasn't my problem at all. I was okay with the casting.
I'm not okay with Jessica Alba being Susan Storm.
I get that, but then I'd be like, I got to get mad at Johnny Storm being black. Like it's.
Yeah.
I was just like, whatever, man. But
my thing is, I'm an
just...
ageist. I'm not. I just when it comes to certain ages, and I wanted her to be older. That was my thing. Jessica Alba was just like perpetually.
I will say the dude who played Reed Richards looked like he could have been her dad in the movie. So that was kind of weird.
Yeah, and that was my thing. Was like, come on, she'd be with somebody way better than that.
He was like, she played in Honey, dude. She was like dancing. And
that's what threw me out. Was that she just looks like such a baby.
Yeah, I didn't hate those movies. They just weren't movies that I want to go back and just like watch all the time. They were just like, that's okay, I guess. Yeah. But I want to see because the director of this past one was pissed because a lot of shit was taken out. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that he wanted to have couldn't be put in the movie.
I think he was just saying that like to defend.
I hope, because Michael B. Jordan was saying the same thing. He was just like, that's not the movie that I thought we were getting. I'm confused. And like now I want to see that version.
Maybe we start a Kickstarter for them.
Yeah.
And Chronicles is awesome. Okay.
Exactly. That's why I was confused. It's like, damn, was that bad? I love the fuck out of Chronicles. Chronicles was tight.
What other trailers came out though? Independence Day. What is that? Resurgence?
Yeah, that movie is called Independence Day. Jeff Goldblum.
The Jeff Goldblum experience.
That's the main reason why I want to go watch it. Jeff Goldblum's in it, and Randy Quaid's coming back.
No. I'm back again. Yeah. No, I'm worried about it because when Independence Day first came out, that like clicked in my head what a summer blockbuster was. Like I was like didn't know what that shit was. That movie came out and then I just knew like, oh god. So that's like the quintessential summer blockbuster in my head forever. And now with today's kids, with expectations, with movies that have come out, with the fact that they're going to have to put in, those Jurassic World-esque jokes, throwbacks to the originals, so people are okay with it, blah, 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 blah. It's not going to be the movie that it needs to be when Independence Day was just this huge moment in our lives as... I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking for myself.
Well, we get to see how they explain Will Smith's character died. And I know he did say he died
heart
in a plane
disease.
crash.
There's just gonna be like he had heart disease.
No, I think they said he died during like a training exercise and like a plane crash.
Oh, that's dumb.
Shit. Yeah. And now his son's is all grown up. Now, and he's there.
Now wait a minute.
And
what if they're saying Will Smith's not gonna be in it, and then boom, he shows up at the end? That would be awesome.
It would be.
That would be the one.
I don't see it happening.
So now I wish I hadn't said that.
Happening.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Or if this movie makes a shit ton of money, then you find out he's really not dead. He comes back in the third one.
Yeah.
I can see that one happening.
I'm saying, why would Will Smith's made bad decisions in the past.
Well, no, he was making Suicide Squad, so he couldn't do it. Well, that and Concussion. Yeah. So he said he couldn't do it. And
he also made Wild Wild West instead of being Neo in the Matrix.
That was bad. That was bad.
So he's made bad decisions before. So.
I'm rolling with him with the Suicide Squad.
No, Suicide
I'm glad he did that. I'm glad he made that choice.
But now that I've seen Deadpool though, and I know that Suicide Squad's going to be PG-13.
How cool would it have been if it was rated R?
Yes. And now it's like whenever I was a kid and I first played Halo, it set a bar that couldn't be lowered. And I was just like, crap. Because now I needed all my games to feel that way, to be like, I just needed big worlds and fast reaction times and first person and the graphics to be good and vehicles and being able to jump really high. I don't know, man. But now I need my movies. Now, I don't know, man.
We forgot that, because I was talking about this earlier, we forget that Blade was rated R, right?
Yeah.
But this was before the whole Disney merge thing. Right. So now I see why they didn't. So it took Fox to do this, for this to be a thing.
But a lot of people still love Blade, and they'll go back and watch that trilogy.
You should only watch the first two, by the way.
That's true. That's true. Because I was really upset at Blade Trinity because Jessica Biel and Ryan Reynolds didn't have sex. So fuck that movie. Yeah. It's all about Blade 1 and 2, especially 2, man. Those things are scary as hell.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, now we're talking about Blade, for God's sake. We did forget. And like all the movies from the 80s, like they could get away with certain things. So even if they weren't rated R, you'd still see a set of boobs, a lot of people saying the F word, some blood flying out of some dude's face, you know. So even though it was PG, like what's going on? So yeah, that's why a lot of us really love those 80s movies. We'll go back, we'll watch The Lost Boys, we'll watch whatever, you know.
I forgot The Punisher. I forgot about that. Like that was another one. Like those, I don't know. They're so worried about them not being successful, but I'm just like, you haven't learned yet. Yeah. This is like how video games do when they try to make games teen rated, and I'm just like, have you not heard of Grand Theft Auto 5?
Yeah. And not only that, but how many kids did you see in the theater when you went to go see Deadpool?
There was plenty in there.
Yeah, I saw kids too. They're gonna see
My
it.
parents took me to watch rated R movies. Yeah. My aunts did too. Like I don't want. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, and you know, it's gonna do fine. Just make the movie that it needs to be.
The kid's gonna find a way to watch it one way or another. Just like I found a way to play games one way or another. It's the same shit.
Grown-ups are gonna talk about it, and even if they can't watch it, they'll just wait. Yeah. And you're gonna make your money.
My aunt took me to watch Nightmare on Elm Street Part 6 when I was like in the fucking 3rd or 4th grade. Like I was scared afterwards, but I wouldn't watch it.
Wait, Part 6, is that New Nightmare?
That was Freddy's Dead. That was a 3D one with at the end of it.
Breckenmeyer playing video games?
That was. Yeah, I think that was it. That was it. That was it.
One guy thought he was.
That was when he brought the power glove out. That's right.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez. It was bad, but I loved it when I first watched it. I was just amazed that it was in 3D and shit was flying at me, and it was kind of cool.
Wait, did we miss any other trailers?
The X-Men.
All right, let's talk about some other stuff.
Look, I will gladly be alone. I'm not saying this is gonna be the best shit ever, but I'm gonna say I'm hyped, but I want to go watch it. I wasn't mad at that trailer.
I was.
If you've seen the past few X-Men movies, you should clearly know what you're gonna be in for. So when I saw that, it didn't bug me at all. I knew what I was getting into.
If they just set up Olivia Munn as Psylocke so they can make an X-Force movie later, that's fine with me.
Well, after the end credits of
whatever you call it, Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Spoiler alert.
Cable is going to be in the next movie.
Yep.
It's already on the website, by the way. So
yeah, and then that one guy from Avatar is wanting to be in it.
Stephen Lang.
Yeah, and he's been to Nacogdoches and Lufkin before. Yeah. But Stephen Lang, he would be good, but I think it's almost too obvious.
He put the picture up earlier to yes or no. He put it up Sunday after the movie. After they came out with the numbers saying they made $135 million over the weekend, and he put the picture up, and I saw him, and I was just like, that's fucking Cable. But at the same time,
it's too obvious.
I want other people first before I just say that that's him.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, with me, okay, I'm just going to say his neck is too skinny. But, it's a comic book character, whatever. He's not going to have friggin' elephant neck. Yeah. And secondly, I mean, when I first found out that Halle Berry was going to be Catwoman, I was very excited. We all know how that turned out. We all know how that turned out. So I don't know, man.
Some people are saying John Hamm would be a good Cable.
I don't know,
because I've seen pictures of him. I think he had. I guess maybe he has the height. He would have to get a lot fucking bigger to play that role. But people are saying that he would be a good Cable, and I'm just like, I can kind of see it, but he's already said he don't want to play in superhero movie roles. So I was just
man, John Hamm. I respect that. Yeah. Good for him.
I was like, well, all right, whatever. I don't know who would be a good Cable. That's tough. I hate that I saw that picture of Stephen Lang because now I'm just like, he's the only one. Who else?
Perfect.
That dude looks like he's been ready to get that role for the past 10 years.
Every movie he's been in has been an audition to be Cable. Eventually.
Pretty much, man. That's what it looked like. Yeah. He's pretty big too for being 60 years old. So.
Well, dang, man. I don't know. Jeez.
It's tough.
Cable. And then again, spoiler alert. In the thing, he says Dolph Lundgren or Mel Gibson. No. And no. Well, no. Dolph
Mel
Lundgren,
Gibson, no.
Yeah, no to Mel Gibson. But and there's so many people, and everybody's aging. And how long is it going to take for the next Deadpool movie to actually be made? True. Are we going to see it in 2019 or are we going to see it in 2021?
The writings started last week, I think. So it's already
and it's probably got way better production value than the first one.
Because the first one it cost $58 million to get made. And
that's
nothing.
They
made 133 first weekend. So that sequel was just we're gonna do it.
Now they're on board. So, and man, I feel like there's somebody out there, and we're just not thinking about who it is.
Hugh Jackman. He's gonna not play Wolverine anymore. But what the hell are you doing there?
They're just gonna get somebody else to be Wolverine. That's another thing about Deadpool. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but it wasn't exactly what I needed it to be. But it might have been exactly what it needed to be. Maybe I'm just off its frequency, but it rode the line from dark humor to like Reddit tier humor really well. It wasn't overly gory like a Quentin Tarantino movie. I thought blood was going to be flying out of people's neck holes. But he was chopping heads off, and they were just like, oh, fall over. And I was just like, something was off.
It's that production, man. They had to, I think they had to give back like $7 million because of that or some shit. Like, they almost didn't have enough to make the movie. So that could have tied into it, too. I don't know.
So I felt like there wasn't enough blood. There wasn't enough boobies. And
I mean, as far as the sex scene goes, that lasted for a good 10 minutes of them just doing like repeated shit over and over.
Yeah, but it didn't really show anything for it to be a 10-minute sex scene.
Not for the girl.
It was just like a comical...
ladies got that fan service.
Yeah, I guess
we didn't get the fan service.
It reminded me of the puppet sex scene in Team America World Police, where it's just showing them in different angles, doing...
Yeah. Then she brought the strap on down. I was just like, what the fuck's happening right now? It's weird.
And then hey, did you see this? Some people are saying, okay, so Ryan Reynolds says, oh, I hope that Deadpool has a boyfriend for the sequel. And a lot of people are actually getting mad about it. And it's like, okay, if you read the comic books, he has a pretty, like, weird, like, okay, he has a weird infatuation, not only with Wolverine, but a really big infatuation with Spider-Man. Like, the way he follows him around and wears his costume sometimes, and
I mean, they shouldn't be mad about it. But again, he took a strap on in the fucking movie, like you know. Spoiler alert.
Just leave it alone.
It's not surprised by it.
Maybe it's just like the what's her name, Marina Baraka, and the actress that plays his girlfriend in the movie.
Oh yeah.
From Firefly. Oh man, I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for this because I don't even know a Firefly actress's name, but. Maybe it's a bunch of fans of hers that are like, oh, you're going to write her out? No, man, maybe they're going to be in a threesome. Maybe she'll be there. Maybe she won't.
I mean, I can see that. I wouldn't be surprised about it.
But it also felt weird. The ending felt weird because when you're starting a franchise, you don't really want to end it on a happy ending where he ends up with a girl. Because then you might recast the girl. They always recast the girl.
Yes.
Like, Austin Powers got married at the end of the first movie, and in the first 2 seconds of the second movie, oh, she was a robot the whole time. That was a terrible, terrible example. I can't believe I just said that, but...
The only thing that Deadpool has going for that is that that's the movie to where if they did change the actor, they would put that in the movie some kind of way, like... He would look at her and be like, why do you look different all of a sudden? Yeah. Like, he would make fun of it in some kind of way.
He'd be Jazz in season 4 of Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Where he's the only one realizing that the mom changed. Yeah.
Where's Aunt Viv? Why is she...
What are you talking about? Still her.
I think the only thing I didn't like about that movie was I don't know, like some of the action, like the action was fine, but like a lot of times it was kind of drug out a little bit too much, like with not having anything in between. And a couple of the jokes they tried to force way too much. Where I was just like, it was funny, but I was just like, okay, man, like we get it. Shout out to T.J. Miller though. T.J. Miller is fucking that dude's cool. I like T.J. Miller.
Could you imagine if they had shot the movie in chronological order, how boring it would have been?
Yeah.
Like it would have taken way too long.
I'm glad. Yeah, I loved how they shot it. Like they didn't do it like.
And if that's the case, if you really think about it, there's only 2 action scenes, like really in the whole movie.
Two,
like when he's on the freeway fighting, and then the end fight. Yeah. But they keep cutting away and back to it. Yeah. That it seems like. Every 15 minutes or whatever you get to see an action scene, it's just one scene. Yeah. So they did it pretty smart, and I guess since they didn't have the budget they should have had, because the production companies didn't have faith in it, whatever, I don't know. But
that's 10 years in the making. That's due to him playing Deadpool in Wolverine Origins, which was the worst thing in the fucking world. It only
could move up.
So like I see why the studio was probably hesitant to want to do that, because if you look at that, they're probably just like, this is not going to work, man. But what's cool about all of this is now you're starting to see more people being passionate about certain roles. Yeah. And like that they really like that role instead of just being like, oh, I'll play in it.
Just do it for not that much money because you want to be that superhero. And Ryan Reynolds has been like that for Deadpool for a long time. Yeah. You know, and I'm, you know, with the sequel, this could be a case where the sequel is better than the original, like Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
But having more money in the budget doesn't always make a better movie. So we'll see. They could 22 Jump Street it, where I loved the way they wasted money and they poked fun at the fourth wall. And we're like, oh man, look at all this money that we have. And Ice Cube was like, you can't even see my shoes, and they cost a whole bunch of money. And so hopefully they do that in Deadpool 2.
That'd be cool.
Just wasting money and just like, oh, I wonder why we have more X-Men in the movie and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, like I love how he kept pointing that out. Like he went to the Xavier school and they're just like, where the hell's everybody at? Like it's just fucking Negasonic and Colossus sitting in there.
It's almost like
which is also weird that he stayed metal the entire time.
Well,
I was just like,
duh, it's not weird. In the opening credits, it's like a CGI character. He was the CGI character, and who would he have turned into?
Yeah, like as soon as I saw that, I knew they were talking about him, but I was just like, man, my man just the entire movie. He's eating cereal that way. That's why I was just like,
he would have had to have been a CGI normal looking dude.
Yeah,
and then it would have been really weird looking.
His character was cool. I liked his character in the movie.
Yeah.
And even little emo Negasonic was tight.
I need to look up how old she is because I'm having impure thoughts. I'm in love with her. Yeah, I'm in love with her. So let's edit that part out. Gina Carano did a really good job too.
She did. Yeah, she
looked amazing.
The funny part when she had that fucking match in her mouth, I immediately thought of Cobra when that was going on, and then like a little while later, he was just like, "What are you, a Sylvester Stallone fan?" And I was just like. No shit. I was just thinking that same shit. That was funny.
I love meta humor and I love references. So Deadpool was, in the end, it was cool. I don't know, there's something else I needed from it, and I'm guessing that I'm just going to have to wait for the sequel. So, we'll see.
Hey, man, we got Ferris Bueller at the end, too, so that was cool.
Yeah. I don't know, though. That's another thing, too.
I mean, they didn't have enough money to shoot that.
Oh, that's true. I did want Sam Jackson or somebody. He's like, what, you wanted Sam Jackson to show up? I'm like, yes. So, but it's cool that they made the poke at Ferris Bueller because it was just... Oh, and I got it recorded on my phone. I pulled my phone out, and you can hear me, and I immediately, as soon as he pops out with his shower robe, I go, Ferris Bueller. Like, everybody's like, what? But anyway, geez, what other movies? Anything else? What other movies?
Got nothing else.
There was more trailers, but I feel like I just can't remember what they are. We'll have a discussion.
Did they have a new Ninja Turtle trailer?
Not one that. Oh, they did show Krang.
That's right. There was a new. Yeah. Krang looked fucking awesome.
The body. What's that thing called? The super body suit that he's in, and it looks good. It looks good. It's not too. What's so strange about this whole world is when the Ninja Turtles were revealed for the Michael Bay movie, everybody was really mad and saying, "Oh, they look weird, they look stupid," and blah 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 blah. And it's like they're keeping that design, but now every other character is just exactly the cartoon character, pulled right from the cartoon and just thrown into the movie. Yeah, and so that's kind of cool.
It's perfect. I can't wait to see that. And I like the first one a lot. I know some people didn't, but I love the first one. So the second one looks equally just as good. It looks even better than the first one did. And
there's now a teaser to get ready for the trailer for Ghostbusters.
That's the world we live in nowadays. We tease trailers.
Yeah. Here's what's worried me is we're teasing a trailer that's going to come out
March 3rd,
in March. The movie doesn't even come out until July. So it's like they're spacing things out weird. I'm a little worried. And the teaser trailer doesn't show anything. It shows cops and army men and stuff. And it kind of looks a little bit generic. And you know, it's Ghostbusters. So I'm going to have a whole episode where I just talk for like several hours. Because if anybody knows me, I'm the Ghostbusters guy. I'm the Ghostbusters guy. Fuck you, I'm the Ghostbusters guy. I'm the Ghostbusters guy. Anyway.
Okay.
I have been on board for this new Ghostbusters movie since the beginning.
Same here.
And I'm worried that the more I see, you know, whatever, maybe some hype-killing stuff would be good for me. Because nothing's going to stop me from seeing the movie. I'm going to watch it 5 times. Like I said, I'm promising you and everyone else, before God, whatever, I will watch it 5 times before I open my mouth about it. And you're going to see some reviews, but the only one you're going to want to see or hear is my review of the movie. Because I love Ghostbusters.
Maybe they'll do the same thing what Batman v Superman did, where the first one was cool, then the second one was just like, this is terrible. But then the third one brings you back around again, and we're just like, okay. And it'll level you out to where it won't be as much.
So I got some things I want to say about Ghostbusters real quick, because I've seen more. I've been looking at the toy lines. There is a ghost called Rowan's Ghost. And this ghost is strongly reminiscent of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but he might be the no sign ghost. We might see the ghost in the logo as a character in the new movie. What do you think about that?
I never thought about that. Like, as far as watching the past, I never thought about it.
He was in the cartoon walking down the sidewalk at the beginning.
That's right.
But now we're gonna see possibly him in the movie, and he's got a red bow tie, and that's the only color to him.
Is that like resembling
that's almost the throwback to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's ascot, but he's got nothing else, and he's got the same shape head as he looks like a big fat sperm, but he's got sharp teeth, so it makes him a little bit menacing. But he looks good, and if he's in the movie, I'm gonna freak out because this is like, oh, that's the logo ghost. The logo ghost is in the movie. They're trying to kill him, and I want to say that he might actually be the main bad guy. And it's also showed this red demon thing that looks pretty scary. It actually looks like in Grandma's Boy when his grandma turns into the demon at the end in demonic to kill JP. It looks like that. So that's also good. And I've been looking at it, and spoiler alert, whatever. Some of the production pictures show Melissa McCarthy holding characters up with one hand, and some of the toys have shown Chris Hemsworth's character with red eyes. I think the movie's going to be more about ghosts possessing people, rather than them just floating around and getting busted. So
that was a while back when you looked at the credit list showing all the people who were in the movie, and they had like pimp ghosts and all that.
Yeah.
That's probably that's good explanation.
So yeah, there's going to be a lot more possessions. I don't know how they're going to handle that. They'll probably have equipment that pulls the ghost out, and then they have to zap it or whatever. And then there's going to be the whole, we can't hurt these people and blah 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 until we extract the ghost. So that'll be kind of a cool, completely new take that we've never seen before in Ghostbusters. We've seen Ray get possessed or whatever, but whatever. I'm just really excited about it. I just built my Ecto 1 Lego set this morning. I took pictures of it. It's really cool. I can post those. Everybody's seen it already, but I'm just excited about this movie. I don't know. I'm just following everything. I'm following the Lego sets, and maybe I shouldn't be, because I should try to be surprised.
Yeah, you don't want to tire yourself out before it actually
I'm not going to. You know me. I'm not going to get tired out on Ghostbusters before it comes out. Look at my wallet. Yeah, Ghostbusters is going to be great. It's just crazy. It's not going to be. Maybe it will be great. Maybe it won't be. But I'm watching it 5 times before I open my mouth, and I think I am going to keep studying every aspect of the stills that are leaked and the toys and everything, because I almost don't want to be surprised. I want to know as much as I can before I go into it. I read the Star Wars, not script, but they had an outline showing each scene, and I read that thing before I went to go see Star Wars, so I knew everything was going to happen. It did not make the movie any less enjoyable for me. I don't care about spoilers. I like being on the inside of a joke or on the inside of a story, like knowing what's going to come. It makes the anticipation even better. Because if I read a book and they make a movie about that book, I know what's going to happen, but now I'm getting to see it. I'm still enjoying it, so it doesn't matter. Spoilers are stupid. Spoil whatever you want for me. Whatever. It's not going to ruin the movie for me, and I'm going to be well prepared. I want to know what Ghostbusters is before I go into it. That way I'm not just blindsided by something. It's given me plenty of time to analyze it, realize how I feel about it, and then give an educated opinion on it. Rather than just being like, oh, those girls are making too many fart jokes. Well, I hate it.
I really hope they don't do that with Melissa McCarthy.
No,
Don't do that. Don't. I've seen that way too much. I'm actually tired of it. Don't do that again. We get it.
It's gonna be Kristen Wiig. It's gonna be Kristen Wiig.
I'll be cool with that. Just don't do that again. Like it's wore out like already. Like,
I'm hoping there's none. I hope there's none of those. Maybe if Slimer shows up, he can fart. But if I no.
I don't want her to be like on a bike somewhere and she just falls over.
Oops,
and just
sorry.
like it's.
I missed the turn.
Yeah, don't do that.
So that was my first Permakid podcast, Ghostbusters rant. Not the last one. Yeah, sorry.
That's cool. All right, one last thing. Things are happening since Deadpool is making a shit ton of money. Now Todd McFarlane, the man who created Spun, has
John Leguizamo and Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, he's written another script, and he's gonna reboot the Spawn movie. And I'm more than positive it's gonna be R-rated.
Time out. I just made a weird reference.
And you said Mickey Rourke.
No, because Mickey Rourke and John Leguizamo are in a movie called Spun, S-P-U-N.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that.
But because I said John Leguizamo, who is in Spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if I was sitting here, I was like,
I just didn't want anybody to be like, movie? Yeah, what are you talking about?
Okay, I got you, then.
If I'm talking about Spawn, then I mean John Leguizamo and Miko Hughes.
Not Michael John White.
No, fuck that Hughes. Dude. Miko Hughes, little homeless kid who takes care of Spaz.
The little asshole that was in fucking Pet Cemetery slicing people's ankles and shit.
And Full House. True. We should talk about Fuller House. No, anyway, back to Todd McFarlane finishing Spawn script for a new movie.
Yeah, he just finished it, and apparently he's going to... he's finished writing it, and he's going to direct the next movie that comes out for it.
That's awesome.
So, if you remember the HBO series where it was just the worst shit ever, by worst I mean it was fucking gruesome and... It's
like animated Hellraiser.
Yes, and it was just... all kinds of fucking going on. People getting killed while they're doing it.
Chains going into people's cheeks.
That's the Spawn we should have had. Not that I dislike the PG-13 version. I was okay with the movie. Yeah. But we need that. Yeah. Well, we need that rated R version. And from the looks of it, Todd McFarlane thinks the same shit. So,
yeah.
Hey, man. I hope it works out for him because I want to see that. And all this is doing is opening doors for more comic book superhero movies to be rated R.
Witchblade movie.
A lot of people are saying Lobo could be next.
Dang.
And you know who wants to play Lobo? Danny Trejo does.
He's so old now.
Hey, man. Especially that dude's playing the Machete. Why not?
I guess he could be the... I would like to see a CGI Lobo. I don't know.
I think he can pull it off, man. The only reason I say that is because he halfway looks like him as it is anyway. Like, you just give him some paint and shit, he'll be all right.
I have a question, and I really wish Kaiser was here for this. But, okay, somebody just recently, posted this somewhere. Why don't we have any 3D rendered, Pixar-esque superhero movies other than, The Incredibles and stuff like that? Why don't they... Because we get animated DC movies and animated Marvel movies, but why won't they make a 3D animated Superman movie? They would have, no restrictions. They could fly into space, do all sorts of stuff, whatever. And it would be, people would go see it. Why does it have to be live action or 2D animation?
For me, because I grew up, for the most part, seeing it that way. Seeing it in animated form. Yep. So I like seeing live action versions and stuff. Yeah.
Well, jeez, I don't know, man. I don't see why things have to. And I've brought this up before.
It's not that they have to. It's just that the amount of money they make clearly does a big enough group of people that want to see a live action version of that. Right. So, if you're making $133 million off of a movie on opening weekend, why the hell shouldn't you do that?
But okay, have you?
But if Deadpool was in that version, do you think it'll make that much money? Because I don't.
No.
It would make that much.
Because they made a Doctor Strange animated movie and nobody gave a crap.
Yeah.
Now, did you see the animated movie Flashpoint Paradox?
No.
Watch that. Now that you're a Flash fan, watch that. That was great. And I saw that before I saw the CW Flash, and it made me just like, oh my god. But now that you've probably been introduced to more crazy storylines, it probably won't be that huge of a reveal to you. But the DC animated movies like Superman Unbound and the new Batman, whatever, all
the last Batman I watched was the Red Hood one.
Those, oh man, that was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
Dude.
it was a while. It was good.
They've made really good animated movies now, and they're all so good that for like an hour and for like okay, so like 2 hours, you're watching a movie, you're entertained. They're doing adult storylines, and you don't care about the fact that they're animated. Then they do these huge productions of these live action things, and the story's not as good as those animated movies, and then the live action ones are the only ones that people talk about, and it's very upsetting to me.
Because I think with live action, you feel like almost like you feel like you're a part of it when you see it that way. Like it could almost be real for you. So that just like that's how I feel anyway. It seems like
Yeah,
I can watch both, so like I can have either or. I don't need to have just like one over the other.
You got to realize too, the majority of the people are not gonna watch animated stuff like the way we do. The majority of the people grew up with live action. They want to see live action, and they're gonna go watch and pay for.
They won't watch it.
The masses are gonna go see those blockbusters.
Yeah, they won't go to. They won't be. It won't like pack out theaters for it, but it has its place. Like because you can go and watch them on any Blu-ray or watch them on Netflix.
Right.
So I think that they both have their own places. Is the way I see it.
And they do. They sell those at Walmart. You'll see the animated DVDs all the time.
Like
I didn't even know that came out. You buy it, you take it home. It's just like, whoa.
Like they're being promoted more on top of that because I've been seeing a lot of
very
promotions
expensive
for
at
that.
all. I mean, you pay $5 to $10.
And it's like a
one.
Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, they can have both. I don't prefer one over the other, but I think they should have both.
And I bet the first 3D Pixar-esque superhero movie that they make about an established character like Superman or Batman is not going to have any dark tones to it at all, because they're going to realize that it's going to be very child-oriented.
I feel like we've had like a version of that from somewhere. I just don't know what I'm thinking of. I got nothing. I don't know.
Underdog.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean they did make a 3D rendered Underdog with some live action people and stuff.
That was the one with Jason Lee in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was back when Jason Lee was in everything.
I fucks with Jason Lee. I ain't fucking with that movie though. Jason Lee's funny as hell, but I can't roll with that movie. And I love Underdog.
I was saying the same thing about Alvin and the Chipmunks, but I've been watching those over and over again now. And
the movies?
Yeah, they're not bad. They're really good actually, especially their first one.
I just hate it because each movie is just like, what pop culture thing is happening at the moment? Let's do that Chipmunk form.
That's exactly what
it's just
do.
like.
And then
what made it go full circle for me was when I went to go watch Krampus a while back, and I came out of the theater and saw the Chipmunks poster. It fucking said "Boys in the Hood," and they were like sitting there with like their arms folded.
Hats
and that's when I was just
sunglasses.
Like, "Come on, man! Okay,
Road chip.
Don't do that."
And that came out. That came out the exact same day as Star Wars. So nobody's seen that yet.
And somehow they keep making enough money to keep shelling out sequels. So
my kids,
I can't get too mad at them.
My kids will stare at the TV when Chipmunks are on. I'm like, they're not even if they're not saying anything funny, their high pitched voices. That's like crack for kids.
Like I can't blame them because I love the Chipmunks growing up, but it's just like, well, I can't blame them at all because I know they're just trying to like appeal to the kids nowadays, and I get it.
Yeah,
that's just the older man in me just saying I don't want to see them talking about Boys in the Hood because it's not.
They need to go back to the old humor because if you watch the '80s Alvin and the Chipmunks, they made a lot of movie references. They were always parodying not just the music but the movie's storylines themselves. And like now they're just like hanging out and throwing cheese balls and catching them and
probably
getting into mischief.
They're probably whipping and nay in that movie somewhere.
I wouldn't doubt it one bit.
Oh jeez!
I wouldn't doubt it one bit.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna watch the new one as soon as I can, and if I see a whip or a nay, I'll tell you immediately.
No, just scream real loud. And we'll know what that scream is.
Boys in the Hood.
It's like stop. They're gonna make a straight out. Where are they from?
L.A.
Wherever they're from, they're gonna make a straight out of version of that and try to be like NWA.
They do live in like California, I think.
Is it? Yeah.
So they very well could.
I can't get too mad at them. They're making money. Somebody's watching.
What if they remade Boys in the Hood exactly, but with chipmunks?
No, don't do it.
Please,
if they did that like on like not being serious and someone actually created that would be funny as fuck.
That would be awesome.
That would be funny as hell to watch.
Oh man.
But if they did that shit on trying to put it in theater, like don't do that.
No, I want the people that are.
Who's gonna play Ricky and who's gonna get shot in the back? That's all I want to know.
Simon's
Simon's gonna be the one
shot,
to get that football scholarship, and then he gets shot in the back by the dude.
Well, we've just officially been talking about Alvin and the Chipmunks for way too long, so I'm gonna say this is probably the end of this episode.
True.
All right, bye everybody.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
My tank.
Kaiser sucks.
Fuck KC.
Fuck you, Casey.